Well, okay then. Moving on to the low budget midfielders that should be in your bench, and these are the players only if for crisis. I mean, I wouldn't put these players in my first team. These are players only recommended if in case of the crisis, or I mean, for substitution. Just when your player get injured or something like that, and suddenly they can play the game and they can replace you and give you some points. Honestly, personally, I would never recommend defensive players, defensive midfielders. They just don't deliver the points. But these are the best three players I think you should choose if you want them in your bench, just in case for the crisis. And well, I went for MacArthur, Tom Carroll, and Romeo. And firstly, I chose MacArthur because he does score goals when he has the chances. And well, and this is the cheapest point, and he will play. He will play every game. Although he won't deliver the greatest of points, but he will play all the games. So I did choose MacArthur for that. And another player, Tom Carroll, is that all the Swansea are pretty much in swamp right now. They are not playing well, but although that's the problem, Tom Carroll does play every game, every little game, so he will get you even at least 1 point just in case for the crisis. And the fixtures are not in the favor of Swansea, but as I told you, these are not for your first team, these are only for your bench. And the fixtures of MacArthur also, these are, I think, first, Arsenal are not playing that well as well, so you can tell what's going to happen in this match. But still, if for bench, I think these are good players. Just in case you don't have enough money for the midfield and all the stuff, these all these three players are, I think, even good enough for the first team. But I wouldn't personally play them in my first team. I personally chose this only for the bench, just in case you have a crisis or something. And well, these players actually play all the minutes and give you at least some points just in case for emergency. So I do think these are great players, great cheap players for the bench. Okay then, and now we go for the midfielders, low budget midfielders that should be, or maybe I think they can make in your first team. And without a doubt, this being Marco Arnautovic and Lanzini. They have been just awesome in these game weeks right now. They have been in pretty good form. And well, when I bought Marco Arnautovic, he was about 6.8, and now he's about 7. So, and well, Marco Arnautovic and Lanzini both were the same price, but Arnautovic price has been increased a little right now. But no matter what, they both are in pretty good form right now. And the most interesting thing is that their fixtures are so easy right now, and so easy, you can benefit from them so much with that. Just look at the fixtures. These games are very easy for them, and most of the 4 games, 3 of the games are at home. And the form they are in, I think they will deliver a lot of points. And I think 7 and 6.8 for the midfielders, I think these are pretty good value for the form they are in right now and the fixtures they have. So I do think, I personally really strongly suggest you to have at least Marco Arnautovic or Lanzini in your team. But I have Marco because I did purchase him a lot earlier, so I didn't want to remove Marco. So if you are going for a new midfielder, I do suggest you go for Marco Arnautovic or Lanzini. And well, and the other, just in case you want to spend a little less, but you want players who you can rely on, I think you should go for Gross more than Moy, because I think Gross has pretty easy, very easy fixtures except for game 24. The other fixtures are pretty easy, as you can see. So I do think you should go for Gross rather than Moy, just in case you want to spend a little less money, that you just don't have enough money to buy Arnautovic or Lanzini. I think you should go for Gross, because the fixtures of Moy these are not the fixtures you would want to see right now, because these are pretty difficult fixtures for them. And Moy he did start his season pretty well, but right now he's just not in the game right now. So personally, I strongly suggest you to at least have Marco Arnautovic or Lanzini. These are, I think, pretty cheap. If you see the midfield prices, De Bruyne, Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, they are pretty expensive. So if you want to get good points, in upcoming game week 24, not only 24, for the rest of the season, I do think you should firstly go for Arnautovic or Lanzini. Just in case you don't want to spend enough of that money, you should go for Gross. And you don't even have money for Gross, then you should definitely go for Moy.